dial status for some of us, and so I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. And Grady's there to provide us some great legal advice when it's necessary for substantive issues and questions that we have before us. But my recommendation would be that, we possibly try to run questions through CJ initially, so that if 2 or 3 of us have the same question, he might be able to funnel that once to Grady, and we get charged for it once. And again, we can't expect him to read all of our emails and text messages and answer phone calls without charging us. That's not fair to him as a professional. And so I just ask you to please take that under consideration in future months.
Grady, how many of these are redundancies? I mean, do you feel like, I see that...
Well, they can be grouped into
Right. I mean,
what's coming up on the agenda, like dark skies, or tree ordinance, or personnel manual, or texting.
Are they also are you getting those same inquiries through the mayor and CJ? To some extent.
To some extent, it's, well, if you look at just the special projects, which is the active file,
Right. This is
that's the
that's
the $7,000 one.
No, actually, the bill we're looking at is a payable, and just the special projects, so it seems to have a litany of line items from different council members, and he's highlighted in different colors to correspond
Yeah,
with
that's
each
the
of us.
$17,000.
That's $17,545.42 in 1 month.
It's not redundant as between council members, because one council member is asking about dark skies. That council member may ask several questions about dark skies, but it's in that same category of dark skies. I'm not getting, if your question is, am I getting the same question by multiple council members? Not really. They're all separate questions.
And one of those are copies, right? When we have copies and do an email,
It's a copy, yeah. Well, the .2s are the copies. If it's over a .2, that usually is showing that I'm reacting some way to it, either replying to an email or doing the research and sending that out. If it's .2, it's usually receipt and review of. And I had 41, well, of all the kind of receipt and reviews, I had 41 of those last month. Now, some of those were the .3s and .4s and .6s where there was action taken. But a lot of them were, I was drowning in them. And I got a good suggestion from Councilman Tristan on one when she was in private work of saying, if I'm CC'd on an email, I won't read it, and I'm paraphrasing here on what she said, but I'll use it for reference, just what her boss said. I'll use it for reference. And that is a very good policy, and I have implemented that within my law firm to my employees, to my subordinates, because I'm the boss. I can take that, but all of y'all are my bosses. And so as a legal representative, if it's important enough for you to send it to me, it's important enough for me to read and to react to it. So, I couldn't face my malpractice carrier and say, well, yeah, they sent me an email, but I was CC'd, so I didn't do anything about it. And I can get a sense of where somebody's moving with it. If it's on trees or dark skies or texting or fireworks, some of those other annexations. We had one for the Catholic Church. We had one for the mayor. What we can do with the new law coming in. I mean, I can see if I'm getting emails on that where it's going. But you take those 41 emails, that was 8.4 hours last month.
Right, and some of that you just stated is billed to individual files, because we get multiple bills and they're all coded off to different files, whether it's, this is just one.
This is one file.
Right, one of our many that we get.
This is basically the general file that's not called general, but.
Right, that's not capped at $750.
Right.
So, but at the same time, when the mayor's voting this, and I kind of see his point, all five of us up here, or five of us are elected in the mayor, but he has, he's got the interest of the city, as we all do. But we're charged and tasked with being responsible stewards with our taxpayer funds. And so these are taxpayer dollars on one file going out for 1 month at $17,545. And I venture to say that almost all of our files combined together, except with some annexations and legal litigation-based things, don't even total that.
Well, true, but if you take just the .2s, it's about $781. And I certainly don't want to get in a fight with a client over $781 on a
Right.
$17,000 bill. If you take all the other email stuff, that's about $1,600, that 8.4 hours at $195. Each city has its own personality. Some I only hear from the mayor. Some I rarely hear from anybody else. Some I hear from everybody. It's just what the council wants its policy to be. And looking at it, I mean, after the 17th of July, it really dropped off. I don't know what happened the first 2 weeks of July, but after that, it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Was that when you went on vacation? No?
No, that was last week. This when I was on vacation for 3 whole days. But
This is a trend every month. This month.
I'm
He
sorry.
just started really logging it to this level of detail because there was questions the prior month or two. So just, and again, I don't know if it's
Yes,
been a
I know
huge
July
pattern.
was a busy month. We had the same kind of standing room only, lots on the agenda, same thing with August. So I think that if we
EEOC
only see
claims.
this, exactly, and lots of litigation to discuss. So I think if we've only seen it for a month or two, that might be the reason, and then it might,
There were.
Cautionary note for me.
I think it's a great tool for us to monitor the spending, where we're spending our money and how much we are copying or copying the attorney on the communication. I think my personal is I'm copying the attorney on the communication. So I'm learning no lesson that I'm copying CJ and Tommy, but I really want the attorney as well to see what the communication is going on. So I noticed the
And it
charges are copying of the attorney. It's not asking me for action, it's for copying of emails.
And I have to read those, and it helps me gauge your sense of urgency on particular issues, and I want to be responsive to that. I mean, this bill had 15 different topics this month. There was 163 total hours billed to Fulshear from the legal department for the whole month on all the files, on all 17 different files.
And 88.9 of those are just for this special file. And it's not just emails, I mean, we've got telephone conferences
Right.
on multiple pages. And what I'm saying is being responsible public stewards with our residents' tax dollars, that, we need to have a streamlined process, whether it comes from the mayor or CJ, that we channel that so that we're using our city attorney's resources, or we're using that resource responsibly.
And I also believe that we need to use this as a tool to see if this is a trend or if this is just a
Right.
one-off. So this is a great
Yeah,
monitoring tool
right.
for us to use to manage those funds responsibly.
This is only the second month that the invoices have been included in your packet, and as I said last month, I think to your question, instead of just council member, I was gonna put who, because I wasn't tracking it, I mean, and typically, the ones or the twosie, it's not worth me getting up to the computer and typing it in. But when I'm just being inundated for 8 hours, I mean, that's a whole day out of the month, of the 20-day work month, I have to respond that way.
And, you know, my point is, you know, Grady's done, I think, a great job for the city, and his firm has, his associates. We have a lot of things happening, and, we definitely need, great advice and counsel on all of the ordinances we pass and everything else, so, you know, part of it is just cautionary, so I don't wanna put him in a bad position on, you know, my bills are always so high, when we could help maybe control that to some degree ourselves.
I bill at a flat fee, as y'all know, it's $195. I bill that for every city my firm works on. And that's me at 30 years, and that's Byron at 3 years. It seems longer, Byron. But that's that flat rate across the board for everybody. I want to be responsive to you. I mean, I took a phone call on 4th of July weekend. I sent out an email this Sunday night. I mean, that's just the job description of being on call. And I want to be able to answer those, but I also want to be able to do the legal stuff. So.
Points to that, Christie or Grady, if you could answer what our average attorney's fees are monthly over a base of 12 months, usually. Roughly 20,000. Just kind of fluctuates on what.
Kind of fluctuates.
Depends on if we have development agreements, whatever it is.
Yes.
I think, like Ms. Messi said, this is a good tool, maybe we can see where,
I think on average, the special projects normally the average is $7,000 to $10,000 a month on, and it just kind of varies, it depends on what's going on in the month.
I think that go ahead. That's right. I think it's a good tool for, for everybody to be observant of what Grady's going through and what he's building this at and for what purposes. But I also think as council members that we actually have the right to ask our attorney questions. Now, I don't want anybody to think, oh, just because we have an attorney that has to go through CJ. Sometimes it might be a question that I think that I really just directly need to ask the attorney. And I've done that. And, you can pull the records, you can see how much he's billed or whatever based on my questions. But
I'm a direct report, and I guard that jealously. And what I mean by that is I directly report to council. And I need to. Y'all are the boss. I have to report to you when I have to report to you. I mean, the 24,000 this month. You've got the charter commission. That's a kind of a one-time charge. They're meeting twice a month. That's $4,000. Then there's the park purchase. That stings. But
Several of these accounts also, when we're working through development agreements, we get reimbursements back for some of these charges.
Right.
So, when we're considering the total cost of our legal bills, some of the developments will be reimbursing the city for that. So keep that under consideration.
open records is just what somebody
We
has.
track that to make sure that they do pay us back. So, it notes to self.
And she and I correspond, and she's good at, have I gotten this back? Where's my money? Show me the money.
I call them and ask them to send the money. That's about the only time I call them.
And an occasional bank depository contract this last
Yeah,
month.
thank you.
And that's a perfect example of what she should be doing.
Just like any of my staff, I direct it, they all have a director, they're not allowed to contact